I guess I've been kind of guilty of not making any videos of the progress that's been going on with the rifle lately, but this is what I got right now. I got the barreled action out, and I finally got the front sight assembly beat off. And there's a pin that goes through that groove that needs to be pounded out, which was a pain. And I actually ended up putting a block of wood on top of the sight, putting the muzzle on a carpet on a concrete floor and just beating it off. And it took a considerable amount of force in order to get that piece off. But now that it's off, I got the forwardmost barrel band off, and I got the little trim piece here that the upper handguard rides in off. So now I got to figure out how this all comes apart. But what I'm going to do, I got some brushes and I got some carburetor cleaner, and I'm going to just start cleaning and scrubbing all of this out. And is that a screw there? No, I can't tell. I got to figure out how the safety comes apart. I know there's like a tiny screw there, so I'm assuming that's how the safety comes apart. And see if I get the trigger mechanism and everything taken out and cleaned. And then I can start the bluing and refurbishing process of the receiver. So here's where I'm at right now. I got the whole trigger assembly out. There's a little pin that's on the other side of here that you just drift out with a punch. Actually, no, it drifts this way, from this side out the other, because you can see that there's a shoulder on this side. Trigger assembly came out fairly easy. What I'm having a hard time with is figuring out how the heck does this safety come out. Now, there's a piece here that's a little block with the screw, and I took that out, and I can't figure out where to rotate this in order to get it out. And there's hardly any information online about it, so we got a book that we're going to try to look at right now to get that out. But I've made the decision to sandblast this. If you look, now that I got it all degreased, you can see in all the corners all that rust that is coating the inside of the gun, especially right up top there underneath the wings for the sight. Rest of the barrel doesn't look terrible until you get to the part that was exposed right here. You can see this is where the front sight assembly was, which I have right in here, where you have to drift this little pin out. And I had a block of wood resting on the back of this, and I had this on a carpet on the concrete floor, and I had to use a hammer and a block of wood to absolutely beat that thing off. Soaked it in PB Blaster overnight. It took me about a day and a half to fight that. But now that that's off, I have the forwardmost barrel band off, which I'm going to sandblast that up real nice. I have the upper, that's going to be the upper handguard retention piece, I guess is what you call it, and the front sight assembly. Here's the trigger assembly. That's going to go into the sandblaster. And I guess what we'll do is I'll take you upstairs real quick. Let's go check out, and I'll show you what other progress that I made. We'll go for a quick tour through the house. Get to see my little workshop. Dog. Okay, so here's the stock. Some other little progress that I made. I spent some more time cleaning this up. I found a stock disc blank. And yeah, it's just a blank. Ooh, if you look at this angle, you can see right in front of the stock disc to the left here, there used to be some markings, and I'm pretty sure it's a circle with something in it, and then it says pattern 14 below it. I gotta figure out how to restamp that. But that's the new stock disc that I put in. Butt plate, I restored. That turned out really good. I had this on the belt sander to try to get out most of the nicks. I'm afraid of taking off any more material. And that's what I have it finished up with the bluing. And then I also did the volley sights. And I just sandblasted those. I didn't polish these with sandpaper at all, but those turned out pretty darn good. I still might polish them, because I'll show you the next pieces here. That's on my little desk here. This is the bolt. I polished the bolt up with 3000 grit sponge paper. And I re-blued the extractor. The light on there is kind of making it a little bit hard to focus. The bolt handle got blued, which that turned out absolutely beautiful. I spent a lot of time polishing that. And I polished the, what's that? The cocking piece. I polished that. And I didn't blue it. I'm still kind of up in the air whether I want to blue it or not, but that is a Winchester. I'd love to find either a Remington cocking piece, since this is a Remington bolt, or an Eddystone to match the rest of the rifle. Then some other pieces we have here. These are all complete. This is the other set of volley sights. This is the bolt release. This is all blued and ready to go onto the rifle. The spring for the forward sight assembly, that's the pin that holds the front sight onto the barrel. So I got to make sure that doesn't get lost. Here's a barrel band, all blued, ready to go. Then we have the floor plate. That's all blued. That turned out fantastic. And then we have the trigger guard. That's all blued and ready to go on too. So I got a ton of parts that are just waiting on getting the barrel and receiver done. So I'll take this all into work, get it sandblasted, we'll get to bluing, and we'll see how it looks. I am absolutely shocked that this fits in here, but we're going to see if we can start cleaning up the receiver, and we'll see how the sandblaster does. See, we removed some of this old bluing, old rust, corrosion. Oh, it takes it right off. I love this sandblaster. See, we take a look at the markings. Brand new metal under here. This is perfect. It's not really that pitted either. The rest of the parts are cleaning up good, so there's no reason that this shouldn't either. There's just some minor sanding that I think I'm going to do. I know the tops of these ramps for the sights, they're a little bit beat up, but they should come real clean. Ooh, the safety came real clean. There's a lot of grit and everything on the bottom here. That's why I like the sandblaster. It gets in every little nook and cranny and just makes the metal just perfect. Okay, I'm going to be working here for about an hour, but I'll put you guys down. I'll give you an update whenever it's done. So I just wanted to close this out a little bit, because I've had some vehicular problems going on, so I've been a little lax in trying to keep up with the updates on the rifle. But I did finish with the receiver and putting the rifle the rest of the way together, and it turned out pretty darn good. I did not touch the stock yet, which I do plan to redo the stock at some point. But I put it together just so I don't have extra parts laying around the house while I'm taking care of some other things. But I found another reproduction sling. It's even dated 1913 to put on it, and I went with the webbed one because it seemed like all the Enfields used the webbed slings, and it seemed like all the M1917s, they like to use the leather sling. And I'm very happy how this thing turned out. I just keep cleaning and cleaning with more rags on this, and it just keeps getting better the more that I clean it. I did the face of the flip-up sights here, and I polished that, and I did all the surrounding pieces in bluing. I'm not sure if that's correct or not, but it's nothing for me to go back and blue that sight. But the rest of it turned out pretty good. I'm happy with how it is right now. I'm going to throw up some pics of some things that we found out with the rifle. I was over at my dad's house, and we ended up slugging the bore, and it looks to measure about 313, and we have some bullets that we put in the bore just to see how it turned out. As the fitment, and this bore looks a little bit loose, and I'll put a comparison shot up here of my other Enfield. They're both 303s. So, well, I guess that's going to be it for now. I'm going to try to get up a shooting video at some point in time as soon as I get out to the range. And we'll see how it shoots with some 313 bullets that we have loaded up for it. So hopefully this will put a little closure down to what I've been doing. Sorry there's going to be some holes, but at least this will give you something to look at here.